Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I have a few things to show you before we go on to the video. I apologize, the Glowforge is cutting right now, so it's just going to be during this part of the video just so I can show you a couple things, and then the video itself won't have the Glowforge going. So we made these little houses yesterday in our video, and I got playing around with my Glowforge and decided to try to make some little houses. So I came up with houses like these, and I have 3 different styles of house, and I'm cutting them in all different sizes like this. Obviously this size would be good to put on as an embellishment. The larger size though works well with the Tim Holtz mini paper dolls, these little tiny ones that he has out, he just came out with. Now clearly these are not to scale, much like, you know, it was kind of hard to get. It's just tricky, but I still feel like they look great with the Tim Holtz paper dolls in these little bit larger sizes. So I did this, and you can see there's like some clock paper behind the windows, but you could put anything you wanted to back there. And then I have some little embellishments all over it. I've inked it and stenciled it and all that, and spritzed it with some coffee to get the little bubbles and whatever. I just think they'd be super fun to play with in your journal, and you could turn that into a journaling card or glue it down onto something, make it a tuck. Lots of things that you could do with that. So that is one thing that will be in the shop. I am hoping by the time you see this video, I'm cutting all kinds of stuff today, so yeah, those should be there Friday, which is when you'll see this video. Okay, the other thing that I will say in the video that you're going to see in just a minute is that I don't have these little cluster type labels in the shop yet, and that's because I made the video on Tuesday. Since then I've been able to finish this digital download, and so it is in the shop now. It has been since Wednesday, I think, but I know a lot of you wouldn't have known that. So anyway, what these are is I am calling them this and that labels. They're just a mixture of all different vintagey pieces. Like this one has cogs, and there's a bolt right there, and a butterfly, and some more cogs, and I don't even know what that is, some kind of pressure gauge, and bugs, and mushrooms, ladies, just all kinds of vintage images. And some, like this is one of my mushrooms from my We Forest Folk digital download, and this is from the In the City Volume 2. So yeah, just all different images that I've put onto little tiny, I want to say labels, but like obviously this is like the bottom of a rusty iron, and this is another rusty piece in a different shape, and this is like a keyhole piece of rusty material there that I've put other images over the top. So anyway, you'll get 36 unique images, and that's that first page. That's the main page that I did. And then after that, I made 2 more pages in different sizes. So I just changed the size of them so that you have some of them smaller, some of them larger, that kind of thing. So like you can see right here, this one with the 8, it's there and it's there. So you're going to get duplicates, but they should be of a different size. And like the 2 kind right there is this one here, the 2 kind. So I just changed the sizes. And then so you can see here, like this is the iron, the rusty iron bottom. There's latches, like little latches and bolts and flowers. I mean, there's just all kinds of little, they're just really like clusters, but obviously not dimensional, so you're not going to get the bulk, and they're just fun to use on stuff. I've used them in the project that I'm going to do with you guys next, but I'll just give you an example. This we did not do together because I did this after the video that you're about to see, but here's one of the little tags that I put on here, and then on this tag there's another one right there, and then there's one of the long keyhole ones there. So yeah, just kind of in the place of a label. Like sometimes you just want something different, right? Or at least I do. So anyway, that's how I would use those, just to give you an example. So these are in the shop. The houses, by the time we do this, should be. So on to the video. Thank you so much for putting up with me. Bye. Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I just came up with another idea using Tim Holtz Paper Dolls portraits. I don't know why, but I just finished a video and I was like, oh, you know what would be cool? So I'm like, well, I might as well make another video since I have the idea in my head, because if I go to bed, I'll probably forget. So anyway, I'm going to use these portraits again, and I figured out that they're about 3.5 wide. There's a little variation like 3 3/8 to 3.5. So I just cut all my little paper 3.5 by 5, and this is just pretty thick cardstock in craft, but I mean, obviously you can use any kind of paper you want because we're going to add other things to it and whatnot. So anyway, I thought it would be fun to turn them into kind of tags, and I can't decide. I think I might go behind for the paper doll. I could go in front because I'm going to put something else on there, and then that way the back will be all sort of solid. So the reason I've chosen sort of a squat little tag is because these are 3.5 inches high, roughly. So when you do the 5, that makes 8.5 inches tall, which really you may not even want it that tall. You might want to even take it down a little bit, just because depending on what you're doing this in, I think it might be really cool to do a bunch of them and then use them as pages in a little hinge book and have all their heads. You could even do like some shorter hinged pages. If you, oops, I think it goes this way. Because these ones are 3.5 by 4, roughly 3.5 by 4. So they're a little bit shorter. It's just the cutoffs from when I cut those. So see, if you did a hinge book, wouldn't it be kind of cool to have all their little heads? I'm thinking what I might do for the back of these is cover them with some craft paper. Like this. And I know the match isn't perfect because I don't have the exact, you know, isn't that the unfortunate part about a lot of this, is that this is an entirely different color than this craft cardstock. But anyway, you can glue your little people to these, cut around them, and that way, if you did a hinge book, or even on your tags, you might want them like that so that when you flip them over, it's easier to write on than this slickery, shiny white. Or you could just ink them. So either way, I may just ink them since I don't have a matching color, but those are options that you could do. Okay, so we're going to start with, we'll just do this little girl. She's cute. Just get started, right? And then I thought it would be fun to use my scraps, since I have a million, and just kind of collage on the little tag, and then we can add her, and then I'll show you what else I was kind of thinking with that. I think I'll just come across here like this. I just need to tear that bit off. So how y'all doing today? It's Friday for you guys. It's what's today? Tuesday for me. Just trying to get some videos done so that at the end of the week I can do things like cut anything I need to cut on the Glowforge, you know, work on digis, whatever. It just gives me a little extra work time that I don't have to video. So I try to do 2 videos a day when I do them. So then I have video days, and then I have just work days. Sorry, those little things I want off of there. So yeah, that's kind of what I got going on. I was thinking it might be fun to do some old paper too, because I have all this old paper that needs to get used. You know, it's already torn in my scrap paper bin, and I want to use it before it's just totally like it's falling apart, you know. This is a children's story kind of thing, so that's cool. And I have no idea what journal, like I said, I'm just making stuff, making ephemera to give my brain kind of a break. I find it relaxing in between journals to do that. I know I've heard other people say that. It must be just something about the, I don't know, it just is relaxing and just helps you regroup or something. So I'm also going to ink her. But yeah, so that's all I got going on today. Didn't have a lot other things to do. Had to run a couple errands, but mostly just been doing stuff around the house today, which is nice. I like those days because I get a lot more accomplished that way than when I'm having to run all over the place. What have you all been up to? Anything exciting? I feel like because that's ripped all the way around, this needs to be ripped all the way around. It's like it doesn't look right. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of mess up the edges a little bit. And there are tools that you can get to do this. Tim Holtz has one. I just don't have one, so I just use the edge of my scissors, which works fine for me. But sometimes you do kind of cut the paper like I did there and there. So it just depends on the look that you like. I'm not really sure what paper pad this is from. It's an old one. I know it was a little one. It's like a 6x6, but I don't remember what it was called. So I apologize for that. That's the thing, when I use scraps, I really usually don't have a clue. I mean, I can always tell Tim Holtz paper, that's easy, but all the other ones are a little harder. I think it would be super cool. I might have to do a tag book like that. Just because I think it would be so fun to have all their heads popping up. We'll see. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. So maybe that's what these will be the start of, is a little or a flip book, tag book, whatever you want to call it, hinge, whatever. Just a little one, not a big one, right? Okay, let's see, what else do we want to put? Anything? I don't mind the cardstock. I may want to spray it a little because it's looking a little perfect. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Kind of just like a piece of this. I'll go up there. And what I think I'll do is probably trim those so that they fit a little bit better. This is very, very, very white. And I'm going to go around the edge. I know I said I didn't mind the cardstock, and then I ended up covering it entirely, basically. That's fine. There's a little frame of it. It's not super exciting anyway. It's a great base for a tag, though, I'll tell you that. I don't know how I got that. I was ordering craft cardstock for the Glowforge, and I got somehow the wrong weight. It's just too thick for cutting the what are they called? Doilies. I mean, the doilies are thicker than regular, like copy paper. They're not thin like regular doilies, but this particular cardstock was just too thick. I am just liking this effect, so sorry. It's just my latest craze, you know how I do. I really ink that right there. Actually gonna let that sit for a second, I think, and I need to figure out, do I want to just ink the back of this? I think I will. Let me find my go with the vintage photo for this, because I think it'll go a little bit better with the cardstock. And this is just one of those makeup brushes, but I broke it. I just don't want it that stark white. It's just too white. And I scratch it with my fingernails. Okay, we're going to spritz that a little too. Just to see if we can get a little oxidation going. Yeah, it's going to do it. Okay. That way, when the little head is poking up, it won't be so stark white on the back. I'm going to let that one dry, and maybe we'll start another one, and then we'll kind of assemble them. And then move this because it's wet. Which other one do we want to use? Doesn't really matter. We can just grab whatever. Let's use that young man. Will work. This is my In the City, the first one, digital download. You guys see? Oh, I am close to. I must have my camera at a weird spot, or a different spot than I normally do anyway. I might have to use the heat gun to get the back of that ink on the back of the girl all the way dry so I don't smudge it. That piece right there was just saying, hey, use me. Needs a number or something on it though. But that's doable. That on the top or this on the top. We'll put the design on the top. Just gluing. I know you can't see me very good down here. Problem is I have my giant pile of scraps is the problem. Oh, I got glue on there. You just change pages. This one's getting gross. So yeah, these new items of Tim Holtz are very fun. All of his stuff is very fun, but I just keep coming up with ideas, which is great. Because I was sort of feeling in a rut for a while, which happens. I mean, I can still make stuff when I get like that, but it's just not, it's just kind of dull and boring. Or it feels dull and boring to me anyway. Don't know. That's just a scrap too. I don't want to tear off the border, so I think I'm gonna just do that. That glue stick is just about done. I have these little things that I've been working on, and I don't have them in the shop yet, but they will be soon. They're just little, like, I don't know what you would call them. They're like little clusters, but sort of to take the place of a label. So like there's a little padlock and it says journal and there's some buttons and a piece of paper. It's just all kinds of stuff. I just wanted something other than just the regular labels to use, but they will be in my shop soon. I just don't have them all done yet, but I am working on that. This one says note. Yeah, I kind of like that one better. I don't know, they're just something different to put in the place where you might put a label or stamp or, you know, whatever the thing is. Oh, my son's home from school. It's good. He's so cute. He's like, I have 7 weeks of high school left, Mom. I'm like, don't say it, don't say it. I mean, it's great, but for him, you know. I'm gonna be a wreck when both of them next fall are moved out and in dorms, and just chalk me up to a big blubbering fool about that time. Yeah, so that's the way it goes, I guess. I'm going to pause for just a minute and say hi to him. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I am going to put this little 7 here. I inked the back of him and got it all spritzed and dried, and the same with her. So they're all ready to go, and now we can do next step sort of stuff. I'm just going to glue this on. I know it's a lot of numbers, but I love numbers for this kind of stuff. So, and that was just off of a piece of paper. I just cut the 7 out. And I'm going to staple it with the tiny attacher. And then he is going to get glued to the top. And like I said, we'll do something else too. This will also get stitched. So I'm not super, oh, I didn't ink around that yet. Forgot. Yeah, I'm totally hooked on the hinge type journals, or the small ones right now. I need to do another big one, but I've just been caught up doing these. I think I'm going to put this little, this is another one of those little clusters I showed you, or labels, whatever you would want to call them. Okay, and then she's going to get glued at the top of that one. Whoopsie. Oh my goodness. Let's try to keep the girl on the tag. And like I said, whoa, I'm struggling with her. That'll get stitched, so I'm not super worried about it. But we are going to put some fabric across there, because like a tag, you know, you would have fabric up there at the top, but well, that's not really good. Well, if I just take a little snippet of it, it's not going to matter. This is from my friend Allie. Hi, Allie, if you're watching. I miss her. She's not doing videos anymore. And, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But anyway, you're not using huge, giant pieces, so if it's not perfect, it's okay, because we're just going to take pieces of different fabrics and put them up there. Oh, what I was saying is, you know, like a tag, you'd have some lace at the top, or, you know, whatever. I'm kind of doing the same thing, but just instead of all the way at the top, because obviously I'm not going to hook it to their head. It's just going to go right here, if you see what I'm saying. And I'm meaning it to be sort of messy and however it comes out. Okay, so I'm gonna, I think I'll use this because this glue stick works pretty good on fabric. And like I said, it's gonna be stitched, so I do want to squish it a little here and there so it's not just flat. Do I want it all the way across? Maybe not. Maybe we'll just do a real squished up bit of lace. And then you could, let's see if I can get this to, I'm really stinking at tearing fabric or anything. No. It probably needs to tear the other way, but I'm trying to tear it the wrong way. So we're gonna make a bow too. And I'm sure there's a million better ways to do that, but that's how I do it. In fact, I know there are, but okay. Get this going the right way on here. I feel like that's tucked underward. Do I want it on this side or this side? I think I like it on that side. Now, of course, if you don't want a bow, you don't have to have a bow. Okay. And this is kind of calling to be stamped a little bit. Let me see though, I kind of want a little something more on there. Okay, and that'll go there. And like I said, that's going to get stitched. So I'm just setting it there right now. And I'll show you when it's stitched. But for now, that's how that one's going to be. You know, I struggle with that line like that on anything. So that's why I always have to put fabric or do something. I just don't like that look when they look chopped off like that. This is a good way to do, or an easy way to do crumpled up fabric, I think, on stuff, because I'm not the greatest at sewing, so the easiest way is the best way for me. I mean, I can straight stitch, okay, but just never really learned that. I want something more fray-ish. That makes makes sense. This is good. It's even cut rickrack or whatever at the bottom. Pinking shear. Rickrack. Oh, I just tore the pinking shear edge off. Oh, well, it's okay. I think I'm going to put this one down first and then that one down. Okay, I'm going to go stitch those. Okay, I am back. So here it is stitched around. I did, you know, quite a bit of stitching up there, you can see, to make sure this was held on and that all the sewing was down. And I stuck some extra threads under his fabric just because there's no bow or anything like that. And I just thought that would work better. And this is hers. Just the bottom is stitched around. I didn't obviously go around their heads or anything. But you can see there's lots of crazy stitching there. And then I thought it needs some stamping and a little bit of spatters, I think is what I want. So we're going to use our crackle that Tammy gave me. Thank you, Tammy. You guys, if you have not gone over to Lou-Frou-frou Studio and checked out her guest design team project for me using my In the City Volume 2 digital download, please do, because she really, I mean, beautiful work, just beautiful. So please do go check that out. So lovely. Okay, there's that. What else? What other stamps? Maybe a number. There's like these numbers. Just add something, I feel like. Let's do a different one for his. Or we could use a half and something in there. Something different. This is a little harder because it doesn't have a obvious spot. Oops, it's hard to see on there. Oh, well, it's all right. It's there. And then we'll do some spatters on there. That's why I moved away all my scraps. I was like, I probably don't need all my scraps all spattered. Well, I mean, it would add to them, right? But all right, let's do gold. Looking for a paintbrush, sorry. I don't know what I did with the ones I was using to do that. They're probably over on my other table. This one will work. And this is my Winsor & Newton ink. Oh, I need to cover their faces. I don't want spatters on the faces. I don't know that they'll get up that high anyway, but this Winsor & Newton ink at the bottom, it's all that gold, whatever they use to, it's like a powder or something that they mix in there, and then it kind of all clumps up at the bottom. So you got to make sure you stir it really well. The other ones don't have to be stirred, but this paintbrush doesn't want to let go of the paint. Okay. Can reuse this. And then do I want to do maybe some white? I don't think I want to do black on this one. You could though. I don't know what in the world I did with all my slinging white everywhere. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, Amy, I don't know, some days it's like, wow. I hope it's not like running down my back at the moment. Probably is. But wouldn't these be fun to do? I think I am going to do a hinge journal with a bunch of them. I just think that would be so fun. Okay. I'm going to put this over in the... Gotta go wash those. I don't have a thing up here right now. A cup of water. But that's the last thing we're going to do, so it's okay. All right. So there are my kiddos that I did. Yeah, I think those would be super fun in a hinge journal. With all the little heads popping up. All right, so that is that for today. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I will see you again on Monday. Love you guys. Talk later. Bye.